life is uncomfortable, and the best way to grow is usually in being uncomfortable. Wherever you are in life right now, you don't like the position you are. I want to tell you that you are very much, you are capable of doing more than you are doing right now. If you feel like you are not doing as much as you like to, well, then you can change that. And I'm telling you that you can do as much as you'd like to, at least comfortable enough to see the results that you want. If you're in school, which many young people are, then I want to tell you that you should kind of take your education seriously. I know some of you may not think that school is helpful or you use your degree for anything, but take your education stay seriously. Education is kind of the best way to lift yourself on the situation that you find yourself in if you're not comfortable where you are. So yeah, it would be nice if you can take your education seriously. Like me, I never took my education seriously. Now I'm taking it seriously, but the regret is so much more and just dragging me down that every time I open my books to study, sometimes I'm literally just crying, thinking this thing is not even that difficult to do. If only I just done like maybe even 2 hours, 5 days a week, I'll be good. Anyway, I'm talking out of point now. But in my secondary school, I never really studied, and maybe just this generation, but like it was kind of easier to be honest. I don't really have to study to, pass my some of my exams. So those some were difficult, but I don't really have to study. I just had to cram and just pass. But then I entered university, and then it's a whole different story. My grades were bad. My grades are still bad. I mean, I can't really change them. And not until third year, first semester, was I able to um, pick myself up and do the necessary thing, which is literally just studying. Not even every day. I don't even study every day. I didn't even study every day of the week. I'm in my final year now, which is my fourth year, and my life is basically messed up already. So there's no chance, or there's a slight chance I'll be graduating with a second class per division. I'll probably be graduating with a 2-2. Yeah, and that it puts me in a very bad position, to be honest. It's almost like my life is just basically over. So if you are young and if you are going to school, if you are in university, I'm not saying you should make that your entire life, but you should at least put in some effort, even if you don't like what you are studying. Because I know that some of us out there were studying what we are studying not because we want to study that thing, but because of other reasons. Maybe you weren't given the maybe you weren't able to study what you wanted because your grades are not good enough, or maybe it's financial reasons. Maybe they're just different reasons, whatever. But wherever you find yourself, every place that you find yourself, make sure you at least put in some effort, because that is how I have wasted my life. And also, something I want to say also is that you should not really listen to people that waste their life and then they are kind of comfortable with it. I mean, unless that is what they want. For me, the fact that I'm telling you that I waste my life, I'm a guy on the internet that I've probably never seen before, and my life is a joke. Doesn't mean that I want my life to be a joke forever. I'm still working on myself. If I wasn't, I would not be telling you all this. And I'm actually not too comfortable where I am, so I'm still improving. But I'm just talking to people that mainly I like to talk to students, because it seems like almost everybody is just against the education system these days. Let's be honest. Not that school is bad. Like, okay, if school is bad, okay, that's fine. But are you like putting in the effort before you can actually say that school is bad and the education system sucks and this and that? There was one time I was actually studying every night. That time in secondary school, like that time I was in call it SS1 for short, it's senior secondary school one, high school for those from the US. So yeah, I was that time there was like this kind of rumor that once some the junior secondary school student enter the senior secondary school, their grades start going down. And I was like, I don't want that. And yes, my first term result was absolutely wonderful. I did great, but after that time, I was like, I mean, I kind of have broken the course. So yeah, I didn't study properly, but you don't have to make the same mistake I did. You can work where you need to work. Also, I'm going to tell you that this thing about joining clubs and doing this and doing that is very useful, especially in university. Not only did I enter university and I started failing, but I was like almost non-existent. I just went to class, go home, eat, try and study. I mean, when I do that, I fall asleep in like after 5 minutes. If it's a good day, 10. So it's kind of important to join social clubs and social days. Not just really help you to make friends. It can also like just like there was this club that time I was 200 level called Anatomy Club. I was like, okay, maybe I should join this thing, but then whatever part of me just said no. If I had maybe joined that club, maybe if I had actually joined the club and answered some questions, I would have been, my grade would have been better in anatomy because then anatomy was quite a quite a course. I not joined the club at that time, but it seems like people that joined the club they were actually better in anatomy than people that did not join the club. I don't really know how they operated, but maybe if I had joined, it would have been better for me in anatomy. Soft skills depends on the person. For me, so soft skills like communication, this, that. Maybe I don't have good soft skills, but it's important. I'm not saying it's not important, but for me personally, it hasn't really done anything significant for me. What I've seen is that really helps people, even in soft skills, is it's still the grades. I'm not joking when I say it's still the grades. Like the best student, which we know in my department, is also the person who is like one of the most social people. And not only that, because of their good grades, they are usually closer to the lecturers, the professors. They are well known. So grades are kind of the whole thing. But if you don't have good grades and you are trying your best, that doesn't mean that you are a failure. That doesn't mean that your life is going to be over like me. I've seen that when somebody actually put in the effort, it's almost impossible for it not to show in your grades or in your life. If you put in the effort, I'm telling you that it's almost guaranteed to show for like I don't know, like maybe 95% of people. Okay, let me take it down a little bit. Like 90% of people put in effort anything you're doing, anything at all. And right now, since most of you are in school, I would say that your education is where you should put in most of your effort. Studying and doing the right things. Your health. I was like, um, I'm too weak. My hands are too weak. If I carry something for a few minutes, it's not even that heavy. I'm a little heavy, but not that heavy. I'm tired. I was like, I'm not sure I can be able to survive in the real world if I this week. So that's when I started exercising. And exercise helped me to study better. Because there are some days that if I was studying then that 300 level first semester, because that time I haven't really picked up on my fitness journey, I was extremely tired and just weak and just. But the weird part about exercise is that you are tired, then when you exercise, you'll be less tired. Like you just like that. Your health is very important, and not eating junk food actually helps. But I stopped because it was the first time I was actually taking school extremely seriously. So the studying and the balancing, even up till now, it's very difficult for me to like exercise. Like sometimes it just gets very tiring. So then, but now it's kind of, I don't know, acceptable, manageable, especially with the way I sweat. I'm like a fountain of water when I exercise, and it's in my room, which is the cousin to hell. Everywhere can be cool outside, and inside my apartment will be hot. Extremely, well, okay, not extremely, but it will be hot. I'm not the only one that has observed it. I have people that are coming in that say this place is hot. Almost every single time they enter, they say this place is hot. You should take your health seriously. The good thing though is that taking your health seriously kind of that discipline kind of carries over to studying. The whole thing about school being a place that is not nice. I go to class even when I was failing then 100 level, 200 level. I make sure I go to class. Going to class does not mean you are going to pass that class, to be honest. It helps to go to class, but like 80% of the time I go to class and I don't understand what the lecturer is saying. That to be honest, that is on me, because if I had read the thing before coming to class, it would have probably helped. But I don't read the thing before coming to class. That's not what we are going to do today. Like, okay, let me say, sure, we have the outline. They have given us the outline to study, and this is the lecturer is supposed to come today, and this is the topic we're supposed to take. I read that topic, and then the lecturer will come, and it's not going to be that lecturer. It's going to be another lecturer that is taking another part of the topic, maybe the one before, or even the one after, like maybe like 2 weeks after. So, but I'm not just trying to put the blame on them. So most of the times I don't really even study before going to class. So you just tell you that I'm not still perfect. No, giving this advice. That is why I say my life is a joke. Everything about me is a joke right now, to be honest. And I really wonder how I really don't know what the future holds for me. But I'm working to make sure I hold my future and build my own future. Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. Just believe and work hard. You have to start with mindset shift that you are better than where you want to be. If you're not okay with where you are, even if you are okay with where you are, being too comfortable where you are doesn't really allow for growth. So you can be better. Hope this video is helpful to whoever is watching it. Thank you very much. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one.